The season 5 finale of Sweet Magnolias doesn't end with a shocking cliffhanger or a major tragedy. Instead, it delivers something the series has always valued more: emotional resolution. On the surface, the finale is centered around Helen and Eric's long-awaited wedding, but beneath the celebration lies a deeper message about identity, forgiveness, growth, and the people who help us become who we're meant to be. By the end of the episode, nearly every major character faces the same question: what does home really mean? And the answer turns out to be much bigger than Serenity itself. After years of heartbreak, disappointments, and missed opportunities, Helen finally gets the future she's been fighting for. The wedding isn't simply the culmination of a romance. It represents Helen finally choosing a life that belongs to her rather than one shaped by expectations, regrets, or old wounds. That idea is reinforced through the gifts from her late father. Ben's wedding ring and Sunday watch are more than sentimental heirlooms. They symbolize continuity between generations. Even though Helen's father is gone, his love remains present in the choices she makes and the family she's building. The gifts also connect Eric to that legacy. By accepting the watch, Eric isn't just becoming Helen's husband, he's accepting responsibility for carrying forward the values that shaped her family: loyalty, commitment, and appreciation for the people we love. The wedding isn't about finding happiness, it's about recognizing that happiness has finally arrived. One of the finale's most emotional moments comes from an unexpected source. Throughout much of his life, Eric's father defined himself through achievement and status. Success became his identity. At the reception, however, he introduces himself simply as Eric's father. That small moment carries enormous weight. For years, Eric struggled with feeling unseen. His father respected accomplishment but didn't always understand the person standing in front of him. The speech reveals that this has finally changed. Instead of measuring Eric by career success, he now measures him by character. For perhaps the first time, father and son are speaking the same emotional language. Lucas's return serves an important purpose in the story. Years earlier, Maddie might have viewed his offer as validation. The salary, prestige, and opportunity would have represented success. But the Maddie standing in Serenity is no longer chasing approval. When she rejects Lucas, she's rejecting the idea that her worth depends on someone else's recognition. The irony is that Lucas only realizes her value after she's already moved on. That's exactly why his offer fails. The life Maddie built in Serenity has given her something New York never could: peace, purpose, and genuine connection. Her decision proves how much she's grown since the beginning of the series. Cal's storyline may seem smaller than the wedding, but it quietly contains one of the finale's strongest themes. For years, Cal carried disappointment regarding his relationship with his own father. There was always a sense that something was missing. His conversation with Kyle changes that perspective. Instead of focusing on the father he wished he had, Cal realizes he's become the father he wanted. That realization transforms his priorities. The potential baseball expansion may be exciting, but it suddenly feels less important than the family already standing beside him. The scene highlights one of Sweet Magnolia's central beliefs. Sometimes healing comes not from fixing the past, but from creating something better in the present. Michael's decision to move permanently to Serenity isn't really about geography. It's about commitment. For much of their relationship, the future remained uncertain because distance always existed between them. There was always an easy exit. Michael removes that uncertainty. He chooses a place. More importantly, he chooses Isaac. That choice gives Isaac something he spent much of the series searching for: stability. After years of questioning where he belongs, Isaac finally has someone actively building a future with him. The finale's biggest surprise isn't a betrayal or a breakup. It's Dana Sue's honesty. For years, she and Ronnie have worked hard to repair their marriage. They survived mistakes, disappointments, and painful memories. Yet, Dana Sue recognizes something important. Repairing damage isn't the same as rebuilding a foundation. She realizes they've become experts at patching cracks without fully examining why those cracks appeared in the first place. That's why her decision feels so mature. She isn't leaving because she hates Ronnie. She isn't leaving because she stopped loving him. She's stepping away because she wants to discover whether their marriage can become something healthier than what existed before. Sometimes the strongest act of love is refusing to pretend everything is already fixed. The uncertainty of their future becomes one of the season's most realistic storylines because there isn't an easy answer. The baseball project might appear to be a simple business opportunity, but symbolically it represents something much larger. Throughout the season, many characters have been forced to confront the tension between staying and leaving. The team offers a way to bring new opportunities into Serenity without sacrificing what makes the town special. It represents growth without losing identity. That mirrors the journeys of nearly every major character. They aren't abandoning who they used to be, they're building on it. The closing margarita gathering brings the series back to where it has always found its emotional center: friendship. Helen's wedding may be the event that brings everyone together, but the Magnolias remain the heart of the story. The three women have experienced different lives, different marriages, different failures, and different successes. Yet they always return to one another. Their final toast isn't really about serenity, it's about belonging. Over 5 seasons, the show has repeatedly argued that home is not a location. Home is the collection of people who continue showing up for you through every triumph and every disaster. That's why the final Pour It Out feels so meaningful. It reminds us that some things change and some things don't. The ending of Sweet Magnolias Season 5 is about finding peace with who you are. Helen embraces the future she once feared might never arrive. Maddie stops seeking validation from people who fail to appreciate her. Cal realizes family matters more than ambition. Isaac finally finds someone choosing him without hesitation. Eric repairs a lifelong wound with his father. And Dana Sue acknowledges that real healing requires honesty, even when the truth is uncomfortable. The finale avoids dramatic twists because its message doesn't require them. Life rarely offers perfect endings. Relationships remain complicated. Futures remain uncertain. New challenges always wait around the corner. What matters is having people willing to face those challenges beside you. In the end, Sweet Magnolias returns to the idea that has defined the series from the very beginning. Home isn't where you live. It's where you're loved, understood, forgiven, and welcomed back, no matter how many times life pulls you away.